Hey you guys. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I look a hot mess, but in a second, I'm going to look like this. I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. I am here to do a video that has been being requested for a very long time. And when I say a long time, you guys, I really mean a long time. I'm talking about like maybe it's just a long time, okay? I have one of these videos available, which is on YouTube on an old channel. It's on an old channel that I had a long time ago, right? This is, if you haven't seen the title, if you just saw me, lovely me, I'm doing a head wrap video. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I've been requested to do this so many times. I'm only going to do a couple of versions of this stuff. Now, let's make this plain as possible because head wraps can be a little tiny bit difficult. Let me give you my history first. I've been wearing head wraps before Erykah Badu. That's how long I've been wearing head wraps. Because when she stepped on the scene, that's when everybody started calling me Erykah Badu, and I was just like, no, I'm Levon. No, seriously, you guys, seriously. So I was wearing them way before Erykah came out, and I was wearing them nice and cute and big, right? I was in high school doing this, and I wanted to bring up this story in high school because high school is like where you learn a lot, right? And you go through a lot because, you know, that's adolescence, and you just going through all kinds of stuff, and you're figuring out your life, you're figuring out who you want to be and things of that nature. And our culture, Black women, right? Our culture, we just automatically, we have our head covered. And it goes way back into the ancient times, you know, biblical ancient times, right? Because we are the people of the Bible. It goes back into those times. So naturally, it's in our blood. It's in our DNA to cover our heads. I wanted to bring up this instance that happened in high school. I had been wearing braids from 6th grade all the way to my senior year. I wore braids. I even got called Brandy when Brandy came out. And I'm like, no, I was wearing braids in 91. I was wearing braids in 91. So I have been wearing braids. I don't know what happened this time, you know, fast forward to me being in high school. I think my sister, we got done late. It was really late in the evening. So we were like, let's finish tomorrow. Just wear a scarf over, because, you know, it was pretty much the front part needed to be done, right? So you put on a scarf and look like your hair is done, you know? When you walk into school, it's like you just have on a nice little scarf and you got your braids hanging out in the back, right? So I walk into my computer class at the time, Microsoft class. My teacher was like, you can't wear that in here. And I was just like, I didn't know who she was talking to. I'm like, what? I can't wear what? And she was just like, oh, you can't wear that, a scarf on your head and da-da-da. I was like, yes, I can. I said, this is part of my culture. I can wear it on my head. You know, you don't mess with the Muslims. You don't mess with the Jewish people. You don't mess with the people, anybody who wears head dressings and, you know, wraps and stuff on their head. You don't bother them. But when I walk in, it was nice. You know, my sister, she was the braid queen, okay? She was doing everybody's braids back then. I'm actually wearing the high school track team that I went to. Anyway, long story short, she sends me to my counselor's office. So I'm just like, really send me to the house? She was like trying to send me home. So I get into my counselor's office Lo and behold, I was just like, you know what, Miss Bonner ain't gonna send me home. That's what I was going on in my brain. I'm like, she's not gonna send me home. She's not gonna send me home. She's not gonna send me home. So I sit down, I get called into the office, and she's like, what's going on? I was like, I forgot the teacher's name, but she's sending me here because I have this scarf on my head. And I was just like, you know, I told her the truth. I said, well, me and my sister, we got done late, and I just threw a scarf on it and came to school. I mean, no big deal, right? And she looked at me like, she sent you to my office for that? And I said, yeah, she did. So she was like, this woman has no idea about Black culture, does she? And I was just like, wow. We was like on point. We was like, we was meshing, right? Mind you, this is the 90s, all right? This is the 90s. So I was like, yeah, she did send me in here. She sent me in here, and she was like, she don't know about Black culture. And I was like, no, you don't. And she was like, I want you to go back in class, and I want you to sit down and do your work. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then she tried to send me back, and she called. I said, she told me to tell her to call her if she has any problems, because when I walked in, she tried to send me back. And she got on the phone, and she was just like, no, there's nothing wrong with her head. This is our culture. This is Black culture. We wear head wraps, da 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 da. There's nothing wrong with her. She's not distracting anybody. She's there, da 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 da. Boom, end of story. And that was like my first time ever experiencing an issue with someone that was not of the Black persuasion, that didn't understand, right? Regardless if my hair was done or not, you don't know that, right? Like, you guys don't know that my hair is not done underneath here. It's not done, but because I have this hair wrap on, I just threw it on. I really didn't like spruce it up or anything. Y'all don't know that. Y'all won't know, right? Y'all won't know until I take my hair out, right? This is an old puff, right? So now I can see if I was walking around, even though this might be a little cute with a headband, but I can see if I was walking around school like this and it just wasn't, you know, didn't look, you know, how we be wearing our hair and the puffs and stuff. It was looking crazy, right? Then I could see her maybe perhaps saying something. But even then, she might not have been able to say anything. But my point is, you guys don't know that underneath here is jacked up. Why? Because I know how to put on hair wraps, and I know how to make it look nice. Now, this is just a regular scarf from Walmart. This is one of my favorite ones because it goes with almost any and everything. I always get asked, how do you do your head wraps? How do you do it? And I'm just like, I don't know, I just do it. No, I do it because I've been doing it for so long. Over 20 years, about 25, almost 30 years now, I've been wrapping my head. I'm not talking about like wrapping my head up at night with a scarf, and I'm talking about me wearing wraps outside, scarves outside. I've been doing this for a very, very long time, so it's very easy for me to do it. But I'm here right now to show you guys a couple of ways to wrap your head, okay? So when you're doing your head wrap, depending on how you want it, it all depends on whatever is underneath it, right? Usually when you're doing like a crown head wrap, meaning the ones that look like they're big and that, like this one, you usually have something else underneath it to give it that base. I call it the base. The base is whatever's going to be underneath the head wrap. Now that could be your hair, it could be another scarf like this. Move this from off my ears. It could be another scarf like this with your hair, or depending on how long your hair is, what style your hair is in, if it's up or if it's down. All that plays a part in how your head wrap is going to sit on your head, okay? So if you have your hair slicked back, don't expect this type of head wrap or I would say style if you don't have something on top of your head for a base. Now I've seen people put other head wraps. I've done that myself. Pieces of wrapped up like this stuff, like wrapped up, and they put it on top of their head, and then they put the other head wrap, whatever they're going to use. I've seen it all, okay? But I'm going to work with what I have. Whether it's something similar to yours or not, you can, you know, adjust as your hair is, or adjust as needed. Like if you need a base, you're definitely going to have to put something else extra so you can get that fullness from the head wrap, the styles that I'm going to do. So this particular one I'm going to do, as you guys can see, as I showed you guys, my hair is poofy underneath here. So this is already giving me a little bit of height, right? I'm already getting some height. So usually what I do when I have my hair up like this, if I don't have one of these like this right here, I make sure I always put something satin underneath, because we don't want our hair to dry out, right? Especially us with especially us with 4C hair. We don't want our hair to dry out at all. I don't care how cute the head wrap looks. I don't want my hair to dry out, so I will make sure that I have something satin underneath, silk or satin, to make sure that this, which is 100% cotton, doesn't mess up my hair, doesn't dry out my hair, doesn't, you know, all those things that we deal with when we're dealing with 4C hair, right? Okay, so now this is pretty big, right? Let me show you guys this. This is pretty big. And it's full, and I love when my hair wraps are full, and me being able to adjust it to give it that fullness and thickness. So if you want this particular style, if you don't have the hair to pull up, you're gonna have to get a base. Your base can consist of another head wrap, something that's a little bit softer, like this material right here. You ball it up, of course, and then you set it on top of your hair. And then that's when you know, make your little crown. This is what I call the crown. This is what I call the base. And then that's when you put that on and you go from where I'm about to start right now, right? All right. So this piece is probably a half of a yard, if I can remember making this particular head wrap, because I do make my own head wraps. And I'll show you the bonnet head wrap as well. But I am on a group on Facebook, and it's called Head Wrap and Heels. I'm gonna leave the link. To that particular group on Facebook in the description box. And I think I've been in that group since it started. And big ups to brother Dean Parker and his wife. They both, I think they both run that page. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Mr. Dean Parker, I think he's out of Atlanta, Georgia, him and his wife. I'm fiddling around with this, sorry. I think they're out of Atlanta, Georgia, and they run that page, and it's beautiful. It's a page where you can go to post your head wraps and your heels, right? I mainly post about the head wraps, not too much heels, but that's what I do. That's what I do. I wear head wraps all the time, and because it's a part of my culture. It is Black culture. It is Hebrew culture. Don't you forget that. Now, I'm gonna leave the link to that group down below if you want to go ahead and join. Loads and loads of sisters and other people and other nations are in the group, and they're showing off their heels, nice cute heels and boots and all kinds of nice heels and head wraps. Beautiful, excellent group, and I always get a lot of likes in that group. I'm about to show you a picture right now. So let's get started. I keep rambling and talking. So the piece of fabric that I showed you is about a half a yard, right? So what I did was I put it in, as you guys know, that known triangle, right? Because this part right here is going to go in the back of my head. The long bottom of, well, this is going to be the top, but this upside down triangle, this part up here is going to go on the back of my head. So I try to center it as best as possible, right? Or I center it. And so as you guys can see, you have all of this material. What are we going to do with this material? Well, we're going to adjust it, right? So what I usually do is I take it and I stick it to the side, I push it up, and then as you guys can see, I don't have to do much. I don't have to do much. Why? Because that base is there. And then you have that extra material that's in from this particular piece of fabric. It's there. That's what's giving it its height and its fullness, right? So we can do this a couple of ways. Now we can do this and adjust it and tie it in the back. Well, that's what I usually do. I usually tie it in the back, and then what I do is you can find a little crevice, and tuck it. Make sure none of those ends are poking out. Make sure it's like seamless. Make sure you don't put any, like the edge, you know, the pointy part, make sure none of that is poking out. Make sure it's underneath right here. And then the same thing with this. You just take it and bring it up and find a little crevice, find a little part for it to go into. And then that's when you start adjusting it. Make sure there's no like, sorry you guys, hold on. I gotta bring this up because I can feel myself bending over. So as you guys can see, you can adjust it. Like, see this gap right here? I don't like that, you know? So what do you do to get rid of something like that? You just take it and you just adjust it, right? And then it goes and it's like you see that right there? It looks a heck of a lot better, right? And that's it. And this is not going anywhere, right? The cotton material, it's very stiff, so it doesn't move as much, because any things that's like silky and things of that nature, it's going to be hard to keep it in place if it's too silky. But this type of material, which I really love the most, this hair wrap ain't going nowhere, okay? So as you guys can see, that's head wrap number 1. Moving on. Let me fix my base, which is my hair. Again, my hair is underneath here. If your hair is not puffy like that, then again, like I said, you're gonna have to find something, another scarf that you're gonna be able to roll up, put on top of your head. I've seen sisters also take something, roll it up, put it inside of a stocking, and then use another stocking to hold it down so they can have that base. I've seen that too. I've seen so many ways to get this so people can, you know, have that crown on top of their head. I've seen it all. Now, what I have next is, hold on, let me bring this back down. What I have next is a bonnet, head wrap bonnet, and I make all my hair wraps, you guys. Just by the way, I make all my head wraps. I may have a link or something about the time this video is finished down below with ways that you can purchase. I charge $20 for regular and $35 for bonnet head wraps, okay? So this is a bonnet head wrap. This is a bonnet head wrap, okay? So as you guys can see, it's silk or satin on the inside. I love this color. I love army fatigue. I've been wearing army fatigue for so long, it's crazy. I love that, and it's nice and soft, so I don't have to worry about this necessarily, right? So we can take this off if I wanted to, right? Yes, so I have that option. Now, I'm not going to do anything particularly to my hair because I'm going to be doing my hair later on. So this is just for educational purposes. Just, not because I'm trying to, do anything with my hair at the moment. But I might need to put that back on, depending on how sturdy this is going to be or how fluffy this is going to be, right? Because we want this to be fluffy too when we get ready to put the bonnet on, right? So let's check. Let's see. Let me put this on. Tuck my hair out the way. Now, I adjust the elastic, making sure that it is even all around. You want to make sure that it's even. I made sure all of that was even around. And I just cover up my ears just a little bit. I really don't like anything on my ears. My ears have always been like really sensitive for some reason. But anyway, and so this is the head wrap bonnet. And these straps are going to create like those two straps or two pieces of fabric. It's kind of like these two pieces of straps are going to create that same thing. It's just we're just using the straps instead, right? So you want to make sure that you cover up the bonnet part, or I'll say the elastic part, right? You want to make sure you cover up that part because it's just going to look seamless, right? So we're going to bring this up, and we're covering up the elastic, right? We're covering up the elastic. And we're gonna bring this part in and cross it. See? Cross it. And so I'm not gonna go up too high because it's gonna be like that. So we wanna work around the base and then work our way up, right? And try to keep the straps as flat as possible. You don't want them to be all twisted up because that's going to create, it's just not going to look right. So you want to try to keep the straps as flat as possible. So, and then you're going to have like these two straps left. Same thing. Find somewhere for it to go, tuck it, adjust, find somewhere for it to go, tuck it, adjust. And boom, there you go. Now I want some puffiness in there, and then you just adjust. And this isn't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere, you guys. As you guys saw, I don't have the scarf underneath because I have the silk or the satin on the inside of the bonnet. And actually, this one, to me, the bonnets are always, they feel so much secure. They feel just to me, I can wear this and it won't come off. I can wear it with my, my prints that I have, my scarves that are printed, and it'll be just fine. But I love the head wrap bonnet. So I'm gonna show you guys a few pictures of some that I made. That's 2 styles as of right now. Let's try one more. Let's try one with something a little bit more silkier as far as the material. And I think I showed you guys already. Silky. And I'm going to use this purple one. This right here. Now, this right here, you're definitely, unless you're going to have your hair slicked back and you wear it into a bun, you're definitely going to want a base for this, right? And I'm showing you guys with different material because different material it acts differently. So it's the same thing. I'm folding it in that triangle, same thing. I'm gonna put that in the back, same thing, and adjusting it, right? Or just pushing the extra to the side, making sure that I get it out of my way, pretty much. And then it's the same thing, right? Same thing. Adjust, make sure I'm covering up my ears, because I usually cover up my ears with this particular head wrap. And the same thing, you want to twist, bring this down a little bit, twist, bring it up, cross over, and then since that part is shorter, I'm gonna start tucking in and all that good stuff right now. And this part is longer, so I'm just gonna bring this around and adjust. Same thing, you guys, pretty much the same thing, it's just different material, right? So as you guys can see, I can see a couple of spots that need to be adjusted. But this is how you wrap with this particular material, which I like this one too because it stretches, has a little stretch to it, and those are always good too. This is not gonna go anywhere. I've just been doing this for a long time. I don't know if anybody else has issues with their head wrap staying on or not, but mine usually don't fall off, right? So yeah, I think that's it. Let me, there was another way that I wanted to do this. I did it like this, and then I brought it around, and then this is really easy. Like, you don't have to worry about building that crown on top, and you just bring that around. The material is not even, so that's why it's looking kind of a little tiny funky a little bit, because it's not even all around. I've done this, I've done my hair wraps like this, especially with this particular material. It won't look right with this. This is too stiff and it just would not look right with this. But with this particular material, it looks beautiful. I think I have one in black, I have one in beige in this. So I've done this before too, and I'll show a picture of that. So with that particular material, it's not like this. It's kind of like in between these two, the picture you guys just saw. So that's the end of this video, you guys. I hope I hope that helped. I will come back and do another video with more styles. I know there's thousands and thousands of videos out there with way better head wrap videos than this, but this is what I do. This is what I usually do as far as head wraps are concerned, and I hope it helped. I hope it gave you some extra tips on how to do your head wraps. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. If you got this far in the video, you may as well go ahead and subscribe. Yes, subscribe, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace and blessings. Thank you so much. Have a good one.